Ciaran, you're starting 2023 in Dublin, February 25th against Keir Harvie. How excited are you to start another year in Dublin?
Yeah, looking forward to it. As always, coming back to Dublin, it's very exciting and always bring good support and a whole lot. And I think it's a good event to start off the year for everybody to kind of get excited for. And everybody has a New Year's resolutions and everything else, so they're probably holding off until then. But no, it's good. It's just for me personally, it's great to have the Dublin event each year and twice a year, sorry. And yeah, looking forward to hopefully starting off the year with a good win, please God.
Yeah, I suppose it's nice when you're kind of fairly established now in Bellator to know that you'll kind of have at least two hometown shows every year. I was chatting to Peter this morning. He said like it's even the last couple of years for him. In the back of your mind, like you've got two big fights and you get another one in between. It's a lot of comfort like to know that you'll have those two big events.
Yeah, definitely. And look again as well as that. It depends a lot of winning and losing and that. So I'm solely focused on winning now, and yeah, again as I said, just focus on that. Maybe see what the summer takes me then, and then obviously, the two shows in Dublin. Then probably towards the end of the year, have the second one. Then.
Yeah, you're up against Scottish opponent Keir Harvie. Not a lot about him online. Have you seen much of him? He'd be in for his Bellator debut.
Yeah, in for the Bellator debut, but actually, I was able to. I knew a bit about the guy because, yeah, just from the scene and stuff. Just he's a featherweight, obviously, and he's fighting. He was fighting around Europe, different promotions and stuff. So I knew a bit about him, and it was good in the sense that, yeah, I kind of had me on him. That's knew a bit about him. Fought this guy, that guy. So, yeah, I was able to find a bit, and I'm actually it's probably the most footage I was able to find. Dug it up and yeah, so a lot of footage, but I've said before, I don't really like to focus too much on what they're doing. Obviously, I see what they're good at and what to watch out for, and it's mainly really looking where I can see where I can win. So just focusing on myself. He's reacting to me, and that's the way I approach it.
Yeah, as I said, I was chatting to Peter this morning, and we just briefly had a conversation about you and the last couple of years that you've had. He said he was surprised that you didn't get a ranked opponent this time, but he said like you're definitely not too far away. And if well, it's not this time, it's probably the Dublin show at the end of the year, maybe. Do you think you're on the brink of that and finding a ranked guy?
Um, Again, I don't really like looking too far ahead. I don't know really. Is personally like I feel I'm only getting started. I feel like maybe it's only I feel probably that's you know again it's just so hard to think about that. I have this guy in front of me. I have to win this fight, and as everybody knows in the sport that I do, it's you're as good as your last fight. So I just have to get past this guy, but. We'll see how this year turns out. I'd love to get the 3 wins, as I said, and we'll go from there. But solely focused on my opponent there on February 25th.
It's been a busy few months for you, even since the last Dublin show. You've had the documentary coming out and Drogheda and stuff like that, and raising money for a local charity. I know the kind of that publicity side of probably isn't what you're most comfortable with. Is it nice for you to get focused on a fight and probably get back to what your bread and butter, what you love, rather than promoting a film?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a lot different now the last few weeks. Not having Jamie follow me around with the camera and stuff, but it's definitely been a lot different. So yeah, and as I said, that was at the start. That was the I suppose it was a bit of a hurdle to get over at the start, been followed around and all that. But again, it was all for a good cause, and we were able to raise over €5,000 between myself and Jamie for Manifest Media. So that was brilliant, and to hand that over before Christmas to a charity like SOSAD that does a lot of work for suicide and actually helps families that are going through family members that went through suicide. It's great. So it's definitely different this time around. Yeah.
Have you noticed, like Drogheda has always been probably a bit of like a fighting town, but especially in terms of MMA, with your kind of rise in the last 2 years to be fighting on the main card in Dublin, and with the SPG gym there, an even bigger boost. And with the documentaries have come around, it's been a buzz just around. Because obviously, a lot of it was shot in your hometown. Have you felt more of a buzz about MMA in the town? Is the gym busier? I know you do a bit of coaching in the gym as well as your own training.
Yeah, there's a lot more of a buzz. Yeah, and like you said, Drogheda is a fighting town. Just actually over the weekend there, a local club, Holy Family Boxing Club at the National Stadium for the boxing. Four lads from the club took national titles there. And I don't know when the last time that was done from a club. So as you said, if, it's a fighting town, and yeah, I just think it's just the spirit of the people in the town really, and everybody can relate to I suppose fighting in that sense, and maybe that's even why they get behind me so much. And again, look, it could be anyone. It's just that's the town of Drogheda. They get behind their own, But I think for me, maybe they relate to me in the sense, the working class, and even me fights, like I get knocked down, they come back, and I think they really can relate to that, And yeah, look, as I said, I'm bringing a lot more support again this time, and as I said, it's always an extra reason to go and get the win.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier about something about New Year's resolutions. Obviously, January, a lot of people are trying to be very good. Do you reckon the end of February be a big party night for all those people in Drogheda trying to do their best in January?
Yeah, no, exactly. I think everybody for the first 8 weeks of the year is looking after themselves, but they're really looking forward to that night. And yeah, as I said, it's just something to look forward to. And I suppose you can have a little bit of a blowout that night and come and support me.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about a couple of your teammates who are fighting tonight. A guy who's making his comeback to Bellator, Richie Smullen. I know you train with him quite a lot. Just a word on him, because I was in SBG Dublin last year and looking around, he very much looked like a coach at that stage. He was going around to everyone and everyone there, like lending helpful words. And then to see after the last Bellator show that he was announced that he's coming back, it shocked a few people, but did it shock you?
No, it didn't shock me. No, I think Richie belongs there, of course, and I think talking about a guy that's I know Peter might mention myself, getting a top 10 opponent next, but personally I really think Richie, with this next win, I think he's right in the mix there, and he's among the best there, to be 100% honest. The top 10 wise, as far as the things he's done in his career, just different stages, as I said, I think he's there, and this win is really going to show it. And as far as Richie, he's like the team captain, he's the he a lot of us are turning to Richie for advice and stuff, and yeah, like he obviously has a close relationship with John as well, and yeah, I've probably done the most rounds. I've the most rounds I've probably done with anyone. Is Richie, even over my brother probably, like he's constantly on the mat. He's the hardest working mixed martial artist I've ever met anyway, and yeah, it's inspiring really, and again, he's a family man as well, and everything he's overcome, even with it's great to have him in the gym.
Yeah, brilliant. And then just finally, I just want to get a word on Pedro. He's a massive fight against Jeremy Kennedy. It's been called a title-eliminator in that division. That'd be exciting, won't it? He's co-main event.
Yeah, big time, big fight for Pedro, and yeah, look, I think it's stylistically matches up well for Pedro. That wrestler guy is going to try to take him down, and again, when you're in there with Pedro, it's a lot different. I think these guys can be watching footage and stuff, but trust me, when you're in there with Pedro, he's an absolute nightmare. Doing a lot of sparring myself with Pedro lately, and yeah, he's a smooth operator. I like to call him, because he's just very slick in the feet, and just a nightmare to take down and hold down. So I think it's going to be a surprise for that guy, I think. And yeah, I see Pedro getting the win there.
Good stuff. Well, Kieran, I'll let you go. Best of luck in the next few weeks, and I'm sure I'll speak to you on Fight Week in Dublin.
Eddie, thanks, Nate. Appreciate it, man.